So my name is Onaolapo Thomas, but most people call me Lapo. I work at FilmHouse. I'm the Chief People Officer at the FilmHouse Group. And I'm basically in charge of ensuring that our people management practices are top-notch. So I studied Economics and International Relations at the University of Aberdeen in Scotland. My first job, I worked for the leading investment bank in Nigeria, Chapel Hill, and I started off as an investment manager. So I was working within the asset management team, and then I started doing a bit of research, like equity research, before I found myself in HR. So I did that for about 3 years, and it was great actually. It was a lot of fun. I met some of my lifelong friends today, and yeah, it was a good time. I actually thought I was going to be working for the United Nations. I was going to be a diplomat or one of those things. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I actually studied international relations, because I just like the idea of it, the whole international relations, diplomatic relations part of it, and obviously the opportunity to travel. Now, I still like traveling, but that diplomatic relations side of it, I think we've pushed that one to the side now. I am the only woman at my level. In fact, when we have our monthly exco meetings, there's probably like 7 guys and I'm the only girl in the room. I don't really notice these things anyway. But no, in terms of bias, discrimination, not at all. The guys are great. They are. There's been a couple of challenging times in my career, and it's typically when maybe I'm starting a new job, I'm starting a new project. I used to be a consultant, a management consultant, focused on HR advisory, and every time I would go into a new project, I would see it as a big challenge, or I would be really nervous or really scared, especially when it's something that I've never really done before, like an area or an industry that I've never done. And obviously starting a new job as well, you go into a new job and you're thinking, how am I going to be received? I really hope I come in here and I'm impactful. I really hope that there's value to be had, and I just really hope that it's sort of place that I want to work in culture-wise. And how do I typically overcome that? I would say I try to immerse myself in the business as much as possible. So I ensure that I'm learning about the business. I'm sitting in meetings that I actually really have no business sitting in, but it helps me to really understand the business. And when you're armed with knowledge, it definitely reduces the fear factor, and you just find that what you thought was a big challenge is actually not that much of a challenge anymore. So I would say that maybe that's how I handle it. The first part, which is I guess a bit of a softer issue, is that I like watching movies. My children like watching movies, my husband, and we love the popcorn. Like even before I started working at FilmHouse, I love the popcorn, so that's a good thing, right? That's one of the interesting things about working there. But I think as an organization, in terms of what we stand for and the culture, I would say that we have guts, right? We're very gutsy, we're very bold, we're not afraid to take risks, and we don't look back. So I think that's something that I find very inspiring and very exciting about the business today. So FilmHouse Cinemas will be 10 this year. That is from the day that they opened the first cinema, but obviously the company was incorporated a couple of years before they opened the cinema. And as you know, when you start a business, everybody's sort of doing everything and there's just a lot going on. But you get to a certain point in the business where you're growing, right? And you sort of need to put a lot of best practice things in place. And I would say that HR was one of the places or one of the areas where best practice was required, especially because we're moving to the next level, right, as a business. So I would say that my role is definitely very critical in ensuring that we have the best talent, we're able to keep the best talent, and we're able to develop the best talent as well, especially for where we're going. So it used to be such is life and life is such. Like it just basically like it is what it is. It's basically another way of saying, it's what it is. But another mantra that I live by, that I tell my children a lot, especially my daughter, is never give up. Like if you're doing something and you find that it's a little bit challenging, step away from it, take some time off, do something else, and come back to it, and you would find that you're always able to break through no matter what. So yeah, just don't give up. I would say that you need to be armed with knowledge, right? And ensure that you are value adding to wherever it is that you go, because if you have the knowledge and you're able to add value, I think no matter what room it is that you sit in, a room full of 20 or 50 men, if you have value to add, you will be noticed, you will be admired, you'll be rewarded, and you'll be recognized. I will try to influence others' beliefs and actions.